Hi everybody, yeah, it's your old mate Daryl and the little boss Toby. How is everybody this afternoon? It's been a lovely day here in Withensea, certainly not like it was last night. Last night my phone died on me, I was wet, my pockets were absolutely wet through. It was just awful. Well, the good thing is my phone came back to life. I'm using it now. The bad news, got up this morning, did my usual things, looked at my newspaper, you know, things I have, my apps, went onto Facebook and Facebook wouldn't let me on. Anyway, later on I found out why. Apparently I've been sending dirty, sexually exploitative pictures. Now that's something I don't do. I'm not interested in such things. I don't view them and I don't post them. It's just something I'm not interested in. Anyway, I'm back on Facebook. I've changed my password and I'm just hoping now that'll be the end of it. Absolutely disgusting. We're about 9, according to Facebook, we're viewing about 9 pictures, but they're that bad they couldn't even show me. Just be careful out there with your passwords and things like that. I don't know how scammers get these things, but just be careful who you might friend. I'll have friended somebody who I shouldn't have done, and it'll have gone from there. Normally I won't friend somebody unless they have 100 friends of mine. Hello. Hello. Oh hell, look at this everybody. Here we are. 2 daft dogs. Hiya. Always nice to see dogs play, isn't it? Always. Are you asking me for a treat? I can't get in this pocket. I'll see you later, love. Bye. Oh. Good afternoon, Dave. The afternoons are a lot better than yesterday. Look at the sunset over there. Wow, just look at that. Hi Jack. I'm doing absolutely fine, thanks. It's a lot nicer tonight than it was last night. It was horrendous. Hi Jordan. Yep, I've got Toby here with me. Yeah, he knows that dog. We're good friends and we always make a fuss of each other. Yeah, God, the sunset there, it's awesome. But last night, at this time last night, do you remember what it was like? It was dark, it was miserable, it was wet, windy, weary. Oh hell, my phone gave up on me. And tonight, it's looking brilliant. Them red barrows, you know, Dave, are brilliant. They really are. it does take quite a lot of skill to do what we do, you know, to sequence it all. Probably nowhere near what you would do if you're in an aeroplane up there, but nevertheless, it does take a lot, you know, of skill to be able to sequence it and get it right. Hi David. Yeah, it is gorgeous, isn't it? That sunset is absolutely wicked. When I think of what it was like last night along here was absolutely awful. Really, really awful. My gloves were wet through. You know, these gloves were absolutely wet through. My fingers were freezing. My hat. That was wet through. Literally dripping wet through. My phone, it all pixelated, all like squares on it. I got to the end of here and I knew I could not continue. And the only thing I could do was to make my way home. Come on. Come on, Tobes. It was just beyond belief, weren't it? I remember going up to this car to say it's still here. I'm head about, I don't know, 6 cars or something. It had pixelated so much. There were about 6 cars or something there. The pussycat, oh yeah. It looks for us now. See, you remember I stood here and there were like 3 cars abreast and 3 cars in front of it. I saw the cat earlier on this morning. It had a good look at Toby and Toby had a good look at it. And that were it. Sorry. I'm not right happy with that, Jim. Oh yeah. Oh well, Jack. That would be where. I mean, that's exactly where they were coming from, weren't it? Round about there. They were coming from not Waddington. No, I can't think of its name. Just before you get into Lincoln, that's where they were based. Scampton. That's where they were coming from. So that's not far from Gainsborough. 2 minutes in an aeroplane, if that. Hang on. Toby. Yeah, he won't come round here. You don't want to go stepping through all that. You know, it's all wet and muddy and he doesn't like stepping through it. Well, one of our buses. Hi mate. Getting himself ready for the next journey, I think. Yeah, I'm not all that interested, to be honest, Jim. I think you would be better off going on somebody else's channel to talk about those things. I've got people here from all over the world. If you're going to be abusive about people, really, we don't need you. So what I'm going to do is give you time to cool down. Yeah, I'm going to give you a 24 hours timeout. Right, everybody, I've just given Jim 24 hours timeout. We don't need that. We have people on here literally from all over the world. America, Australia, New Zealand, the Philippines, Malaysia, Ireland, Russia, Romania, Ukraine, the UK, literally India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. We've got people from everywhere. And you know what? Everybody is welcome on my channel. We're all mates, we all have a laugh, talk about things we're interested in. We're not interested in that crap, are we? So anyway, I've decided he could do with some time out, give him time to reflect, and I've paused him for 24 hours. I bet you miss rain in Dubai, David, I can imagine that. Yeah, that's the one, Jack, the 75 to Hull. All right, that's interesting. So you got a nephew, he was over here with the Air Force, with the USAF. That's good. I remember I went to an air show at Waddington. Oh, this is going back maybe 20 years ago. It was when the world was young, I was young, my two sons were young, and dinosaurs roamed the earth. And we were talking to these American Air Force men, and they were saying they were on the way back over to America later on that evening. And I remember thinking, as I'm going into work tomorrow, they're going to be touching down. And I said that to them. I said, I'll tell you what, when you're touching down, I said, just think of me, my name's Daryl. Just give me a quick thought. As soon as I'm going into work, I'll give you a thought. Give you guys a thought. I said, you'll be landing, it's the end of your long flight, and I'll just be starting the start of my long day. I said, we'll give each other a quick thought. He said, sure mate, I can do that. I said, well, I can do it too. And I've often thought back about those guys. I don't know whether they did. I certainly did. I was going into work. It was before I became a teacher, and I worked for First Direct in Leeds. And I was just signing in, and I thought about those lads. You know, they'll be landing in wherever they were going. They'll just be about landing now. They'll be doing the final checks possibly before they come in. Here's me. I'm logging into my computer to start the day. Yeah, exactly, Jack. We've all got our political beliefs. We've all got politics. We've all got our own ideas. Hello. You know, we've all got our own ideas of how we'd like to see things, but this isn't the place for people to be nasty and, you know, call other people, is it really? We don't need it. We don't need it. There's plenty of other venues for that, and this isn't really the one. Huh. Oh, blimey, that sounds good. So they've gone to Germany. That big, I forget what it's called, but that really big base probably. And they'd have gone to Prestwick. And then fueled up. Then it was a big hop over the water, wouldn't it? Straight to the good old US of A. Back home to Uncle Sam. And why not? Just amazing, really. I mean, to have a job like that. Oh, we've gone the opposite direction to me. Not the same direction, not coming towards me, I mean. Yeah. Yeah. I don't care who somebody is on my channel, what colour they are, what religion they are, where they come from. It's no place, has it, really, on here? There's plenty of little tin pot dictators with their own websites and Facebook feeds and, I don't know, YouTube channels, whatever they want, WhatsApp channels, whatever they want, and they can go on those. All I ask of anybody is to show everybody some dignity and respect. I show people dignity and respect, and that's all I want. Look at the moon. Yeah, let's talk about something good anyhow. Look at the moon. There we go. Mr. Moon. What, France to Dubai to Djibouti? Why was that, Dave? Why was it so bad? What made it bad? Tide's going out now. I don't think I've ever really had a bad flight. I've not been abroad that many times, although I've been to some interesting places. But I don't think I've ever had anything that I could describe as being a bad flight. Ha ha ha, Jack! Ha 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 ha! Oh dear, that is funny. Oh, Dave, so you had to eat frogs' legs. Did you get the frogs with them? Oh dear. All them frogs running round with crutches because Air France have amputated the legs. Oh dear. Come on, Tobes. No, we're not going down there, my little friend. It's certainly coming in. Look at that. Yeah, I've never had them. I've never had frog's legs, never had snails. I had oysters once. I'm not supposed to. It's against our religious law, eating laws. I'm Jewish, But I have had oysters and I can't say I was that keen on them really. Tried them though. And I've never had snails or anything like that. You were crammed in. Oh God. My worst journey was on a bus from Cochin in southern India to Bangalore. Now that was from 7 at night until 6 o'clock the following morning. And I sat, just imagine the bus. I was in the very back seat in the right, you know, the big long seat in the right hand corner, and I couldn't move. Couldn't move my legs, couldn't move my arms. Now this gets worse. The bus was a Volvo. You might think, okay, nothing wrong with Volvo buses. No, the engine was at the back. The bus also had excellent air conditioning. So I've got my arse on top of the engine, which was hot, and my head was freezing. Hello. Hello. He's all right. Yeah, yes, hello. I know, there's nothing more jealous than a dog. I know. I know. See you later. Bye. And I sat there like 11 hours and it was torture. I got cramp in my legs and I was in absolute agony. Anyway, one of the guys realised that and he told the driver that there was something wrong with the Gora, you know, the white man. The driver stopped and he said, what is wrong? So I told him, okay, you get out, have a walk. And it was near a tea cabin on the main road. So I got a couple of bottles of water, had a cup of tea, got a couple of bottles of water, and everyone got off and did the same as me, was walking around being careful. Get themselves a cup of chai and water. I know if you're dehydrated, that's when you'll get cramp. The driver said, are you okay? So I'll find you somewhere else to sit. I said, no, it's okay, it's not fair on somebody else, I'll be fine now, but thank you. And we're all right after that. I went to sleep. I think in Britain, before they can catch lobsters, I think they have to be a certain size. I don't know whether they're the same as Florida lobsters or not, Jack. But our lobsters are pretty big. I've seen them which have been caught by the fishermen. They are big. So whether they are smaller in Florida, I wouldn't like to say, but over here they have to be a certain size, and if anything less, they're thrown back into the sea. So your journey to Djibouti weren't brilliant then, Dave? You're all crammed in the aeroplane. Oh, I do feel sorry. I do empathise. Let's look at the sea. It's going out, but it's still pretty strong. I'm surprised that my phone's still working. I really am, after it getting so wet yesterday. We have 11 people following us now. Just like to say welcome to the video. If you're enjoying it, please like, share, comment. I'm losing it. And subscribe. Never does me good to think of two things at the same time. I can do it, my brain can do it, but sometimes I end up getting things wrong because I'm doing it. I'll be talking about one thing and thinking about something else sometimes. Sometimes I get it right and sometimes I don't. That's what happened there. Well, we got the Christmas decks up. What I'll do, I will walk you around them. Yep, so Withensea Town Council has got out at great expense and they put the Christmas decorations up. How many people have actually noticed is debatable, but nevertheless, they've done it. I'm not sure whether we've been officially they are on. I'm not sure whether or not they've been officially turned on or not. I have this strange feeling they might not have been. I don't think anybody would think like the Blackpool illuminations. No, nobody'd confuse them for that. Well, what we'll do, we'll walk through the Valley Gardens and look at them. Then we'll walk down the main drag, come back and carry on with our walk. Alright, yeah, why not? Here we go. Alligator tail, wow. Yeah. Well, you'll never know wherever you get how authentic anything is, to be honest, Jack. But you know, you at them, you're still alive. So yeah. Well, these are our wonderful illuminations. You know, really, we shouldn't have bothered. It'd been better if he'd have put the money in with Hornsey or Heddon. They are weedy. I'm not keen anyway, but I don't think it's fully done. All this is done. But you got the tree, look, and yet there's no decorations on it. So I'm left thinking there's more work to do. Whether they've put any more decks up, I don't know. They should put some on the tree though. Well, that's part of it anyhow. So we'll go on to the main drag. And we'll see what we've done there. It's 4 o'clock now. God, this time last night was just a nightmare. And it was really dark. When I got home, and it was before 4 o'clock, it was dark. It's going dark now, but yeah, we got a good half an hour before it's properly dark. But this time last night, it was really dark. Well, here we are on the main drag, and as you can see, we have some lights. Yeah, no problem, Dave. See you later, mate. I once went to France. I've been through France. I once actually went there. I think it was in 1966 or 67. I was only a kid. I was about 12 or 13. Went to Burke Plage. In the 1980s, me and my old Duchess and my kids, we went to Italy on the coach, which was interesting really. And we drove through France, we drove through Metz. Hello. Hello, you two. Come on, we're going. So this is our marvellous, mind-shattering Christmas decks. No, I don't think Blackpool, the people at Blackpool, I don't think the Blackpool Council are going to worry too much about the competition from Withensea. For this folk, what you've seen is about as good as it'll ever get. I personally don't really know why they bother. Lots of places don't bother with Christmas decks. If you're going to have them, have them. I'm not against them per se, but then if you're going to have them, do the things properly. If you're not going to do them properly, then just don't bother. It's not like anybody's going to miss this crap, because they won't. We'll see whether they put some more up or not, but the feeling they won't. I was trying to take a picture of that for my later on. No, in fact I'm not going to bother. It won't work out, will it? We'll get something else. So that were it. That is our Christmas decks. Where's the Toblerone? Well, the Toblerone's here. And you might have noticed we've lost our bus garage. There it is. Our bus garage. Closed. So basically what they're going to be doing is demolishing it. What they're going to put there, I've heard it's going to be a hard standing. They'll demolish the building and you'll have a hard standing. What they'll park up a number of buses on there. We'll have a porter cabin for the staff, you know, and you'll have fueling facilities, but no maintenance facilities anymore. That's going to go to Anlaby Road in Hull. Yeah, crazy. Apparently it's working all right now. It bloody what it wasn't last night. God, I really thought I'd killed the phone. I really did. But fortunately I hadn't. Yeah, I might be able to get a reasonable picture of the decks from up here. Hi Neil, where am I? A place called Withensea. It's in the UK on the Yorkshire coast, round about 20 miles east of Hull. So that's where we are. No, I don't think I'm going to get these, but we'll try. We'll have a look. We'll have a look. Oh God, it sounds awful. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you, thank you for saying it's beautiful. Yeah, the town itself is beautiful, and it is nice living in Withensea. I'm just a bit disappointed with the decks though. We could have had something a little bit better, or perhaps not have any at all. Oh well, we've got a jack. Hello folk. Another jack.
He's a bit snappy, mate, but he's not really, he wouldn't hurt him. Is it a boy or girl?
He's a boy.
Well, I find it hard to tell nowadays.
Well, you never know, do you, nowadays? No. That's it. Things have all changed, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, they're being friendly anyway.
Yeah, be fine.
Yeah.
You take care, mate.
You too, pal.
Yeah, see ya. Oh, it's just a little bit darker, so it's looking a little bit better now. Look at that. Think how dark it's going to last. I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. Hi Vinny, how are you? That's it. That is true. Hornsey and Heddon get all the money. Withensea don't really get that much from East Yorks Council. That's always been the case for, hasn't it? I'll tell Nicola that you said hello. Hey, guess what? Nicola came over Tuesday night and she went back home on Thursday. No, sorry, I've got it wrong. She came over Wednesday evening, stayed Thursday, and went home Friday dinner time. Well, I'll tell her you asked about her. I told her when she come over, you always ask about her. And she said, thanks, tell Vinny, thanks. Hiya, you alright? Alright, Ian. Hello, Alice.
Getting cold.
It's not as bad as it were yesterday. It were awful yesterday.
Tomorrow's gonna be as bad as yesterday.
Oh, bloody hell. What, raining?
All day long.
Oh,
Again.
Jesus Christ. That's all we want, isn't it?
98, 99%.
Bloody hell.
Uh,
Where can I go where it's nice and dry and decent?
yeah.
Could do with going somewhere nice. Hey! It's not your scooter. That's somebody else's. I don't know, it's just bloody awful, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, anyway, we'll get off
Yep.
and get back in before
I'll
it-
carry on with my blog, yep.
See you later.
See you later, Ian. That'll do. Yeah, I've got something nice now, a nice icon for later on. That was Ian. He's got a little dog, she's called Alice. Lovely little dog, but she's very, very, very possessive over her dad and over that scooter. It's her scooter. How old is she? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know, Vinny. I don't know where the snow is. We've not had any, but it's certainly cold enough to snow. Yesterday it was absolutely horrendous, the rain. It was awful. My phone got wet and I couldn't use it. Nicola, how old's Nicola? Now you're asking me, I think she's 53. No, she's 52 going on for 53, sorry. She was born in 73, I had to think there. That's true, Jack. Yeah, Nicola's 52, nearly 53. God, yesterday though were absolutely horrendous. It was wet, windy, weary, with sea. It was just awful. Hello. It was just absolutely awful. It was. The rain was freezing. It hit your face. It was freezing. My hat was absolutely wringing wet on my head. My gloves were wet through. In the pockets, in my high-vis, had water in them. It was just, like I said, awful. My trousers were absolutely sodden when I got home. And I didn't do the full walk. Yeah, I gave up with my phone when we were, just this side of a cliff. Turned it off to hopefully that it wouldn't get any more damage. And just made me way straight home. My body were warm because I've got this on. It was this high-vis and it's... Yeah, I've got this on, my high-vis, and it's cushioned inside. So I was pretty warm. But my trousers were sodden. My legs were freezing. My hands were freezing. I took my gloves off and I put them in my pockets because I thought I'm making things worse by having wet gloves on. So now my hands were cold but they'd have been cold with my gloves on. My hat, I just left it on my head. Well, everyone's coming out with the dogs now. Hello, you two. Hello, love. Hello, you two. Yeah, it was just, it was absolutely horrendous. Tomorrow we're going to have a lot of rain. I'm just hoping it's not going to be like today. Yeah, I'm always very careful about putting pictures up of family or anybody else things. I just don't do it. Even when I'm out, if you notice, I'll always take care not to catch anybody on film. The other day in Hull, this woman was panicking, absolutely panicking. She thought I was taking footage of her kids, and I said to her, look love, you've nothing to worry about, honestly. I said, I don't take pictures of kids. I said, I try to avoid taking pictures of adults even, but I certainly don't take pictures of kids. I said, I've not got your kids on camera. I said, your kids won't show up on my live feed, so you've absolutely nothing to worry about. And she just said, thank you very much. I was so worried. I said, well, there's a name for people who take pictures of kids, and I can assure you that isn't me. Just thank you so much. I was so worried. I mean, she couldn't do anything to stop me, because you can take pictures of anything in the public domain. Later on, I went to the dock, the Albert dock, and the William Albright dock to get some pictures of trawlers. And this guy at the gate said, oi, what you doing? So I told him I'm taking pictures of those trawlers. I said, getting some footage for them. He says, you're not allowed to. ABP, Associated British Ports, won't let you. I said, I'm sorry. I said, I'm not allowed to come onto the dock itself. I said, I know that. I said, I'm not going to come onto the dock. I said, but as long as I'm not on the dock, I can take pictures of what I like. I said, I'm not here for trouble. I'm not here to upset anybody. I'm not here to give anybody any problems. I'm just taking some footage for a project I'm doing. He said, are you one of them auditors? I says, no. I said, I'm just doing a project for me. You've nothing to worry about. Anyway, it calmed down a bit then. I'll tell you something, Piccadilly Gardens in Manchester, Vince, is probably one of the most dangerous places in Britain. They call it Cracky Gardens because you've loads of crack dealers and crack addicts in there. When I were a kid, Piccadilly Gardens in Manchester were beautiful. It was a sunken garden, and I used to sit there with my nana many a time. My nana would go to Manchester, go downtown, and we'd always go to Piccadilly Gardens. It was absolutely gorgeous. I always used to think the big statue of Queen Victoria was my granddad's mum, because that's what she looked like. I just about remember her. And it was a nice place. Piccadilly were nice. Not now. Tell you what to do. Look up Charlie Veitch. Charlie, as in Charlie, and Veitch, Veitch. He does a lot of blogging like me, but he's a lot better at it than me. And he goes to places like Cracky Gardens, and he has lots of issues with the crack dealers, crack takers, and people like that. Yeah, that's right, Jack. Crackadilly Gardens, absolutely. Professor Snape. No worry at all. No worry at all, Vinny. But I just have to tell you that it's something, you know, and it is what it is. I don't really divulge pictures of anybody, and I avoid taking pictures. Look how dark it's gone now. It'd be nice to go back and see those Christmas lights and see if they're any better in the dark, won't it? So we'll do that. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Jadet. Yeah, that's Toby. He's absolutely fantastic. He's a lovely, lovely, lovely boy. It's a pleasure and a privilege to have living with us. He's about 15, 16 months old now. He's got a massive, massive heart. He likes coming out. He likes going for a walk. But he wasn't very happy yesterday when we both got wet through. His coat were wet through even. Poor Toby, we give him a good drying when he got home. Yeah, that's it, yeah, Billy Moore, yeah. Well, Billy Moore got friendly with that guy called Crutchy, didn't he? Tried to get him some help and some treatment. It is Crackadilly Gardens. Cracky Gardens is absolutely crazy, that place now. And like I said, I can remember when it was the Sunken Gardens. And you know, when I was a kid, it was a lovely place to be. Not now. I've not been to Piccadilly Gardens since I've moved here, I don't think. In the summer I kind of touched Manchester. I went to Heaton Park and I walked from my nana's house to where we lived in Watersheddings, the other side of Oldham. That was a nice walk with that, I enjoyed it. But I don't think I've been to Manchester itself since 2016. So that's to be on my bucket list for next year, I think. I'll find some reason to go and we can have a walk round. If you look back through me videos and go back to well, not my videos, my lives, go back to about August, I have the walk where I walked from Heaton Park. I think I did it in about 3 segments. Hello. And I know I came online to do it. I did live. Didn't do it all. Did some, came back on, did some more, came back on and did some more as well. Oh my God, what, he lives in Blackburn? He's clean and lives in... Anywhere has got to be better than Cracky Gardens. I know Blackburn. I used to live in Burnley, which is kind of just a bit worse than Blackburn, but good luck to Crutchy. Yeah, yeah. Snap and steal are the same things. Hi Jim H. You're a warrior. If you were to go down Crackadilly Gardens, you'd have to be a warrior. Really, you would. It's awful. It's just such an awful place. You're literally fighting for your life. It's only a kid, don't worry. Hello. Well, we've got the evening star up there somewhere. Just look at it, just look at this. When you compare it with last night, now apparently tomorrow is going to be pretty much the same as yesterday. If it's really bad like it were yesterday, I won't be going out. Well, I'll be walking Toby, it'll be the minimum though. So if I'm not going to come out, I will put a message on my channel telling people I'm not going to be out. Just look at that. I think we've got a helicopter up there as well. Well, tomorrow morning I'm on duty at my Coast Watch in Hornsey tomorrow morning. Half 9, well about 1. I'm still training. I'm finding the training alright. I'm quite enjoying it, to be honest. Look at that. How dark it's gone. It doesn't seem all that long ago when we were walking down here in the light and it was like 9 o'clock, half 9 at night. Jack, oh yeah, that's what Charlie Beach tells us, isn't it? The most dangerous McDonald's in the Western Hemisphere. Oh yeah. And I can imagine many years ago, when it was at Christmas, I took Nicola and the kids, the kids wanted to see Father Christmas, and I said, we lived in Burnley at the time, and I said, don't be asked to be anywhere in Burnley, we'll go to Lewis's in Manchester. And they're only little at the time, I think, I don't know how old they were, maybe 3, 2 and 1, something like that. Really, really little kids. And we went to Manchester And we went to I was working, it was before I was on that point where I was just about to get my degree. So we're looking at about 1994, Christmas 94 maybe, something like that. Or maybe even 1993. You know, that's how long you're going back. And I met Nicola in Manchester and we went, had something to eat at McDonald's. At the time I worked for Marks and Sparks. Christmas 1994 it was. And I couldn't drive at the time even. So she came down by bus, took the kids to Lewis's, saw Father Christmas, and then we got the bus back to Burnley. She went home and I went home. I hadn't quite finished my degree because I was working in Manchester at Marks and Sparks. I was studying for my degree at the University of Central Lancashire in Preston. Some days I'd get the bus into work from Burnley, and then from Manchester, from Marks and Spencer's, I had to run to Salford Central and get the train, to hopefully catch the train to Preston, and then I'd have to run from the train station at Fishersgate to the university. And then once my lecture finished, I'd have to run back to Fishersgate, the station, to get the last train to Burnley. And that's how my life kind of worked. Ruben and Sam were at home, the only little boys. Pat had, I think, 4 part-time jobs. And the days just ran into each other like that. And on that one day, me, Nicola and the kids went to see Father Christmas. Well, yeah. But even in them days, Piccadilly Gardens wasn't good, Jack, but it wasn't, it was doable. It was doable. I don't know about now, but it was, in them days, it was still doable. I'm just changing hands. That's better. Yeah, it was doable. I like Billy. I don't blame him, to be honest, things. It is a frightening place to be, that. It really is. Even the coppers are scared of it. It is a bloody awful place. You know, Piccadilly Gardens in Manchester, it's known not just throughout Britain, but I'm sure it's known throughout Europe. You've lots and lots of homeless hanging around there. You've drug dealers. The homeless are being manipulated by those drug dealers. I'm not having a go at them, you know, the homeless. You have a lot of asylum seekers who are not really asylum seekers at all. They're doing drugs. It's a very, very dangerous place. I still have friends in Manchester who tell me what it's like there. And it's not one of them places where you would readily go. It's just awful, really. It's been allowed to get like that. I mean, you may wonder, where is Manchester's mayor? He was supposed to be cleaning the place up. When he became mayor in 2016, Andy Burnham, he was supposed to be cleaning the area up. He was supposed to be doing things, making it a decent place again. but you know, it's just as bad now as what it was before he became mayor. So I don't know really what he's done, and he's hoping to have a stab at becoming Prime Minister when Keir Starmer finally goes. So I mean, if Manchester's anything to go by, I don't know how successful he's likely to be. So what we doing, Tobes? Oh, we're walking, that's good. So I don't know. Yeah, he was, that's right, Vinny. Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from, Jack, I really do. No, you're right, that's his job. I get where he's coming from, to be scared in Cracky Gardens. I'd be bloody scared, I get that, but yeah, he is paid to look after you. So if he can't do it, then he may as well go, mightn't he? But yeah, you're right as well, Jack. I mean, I wouldn't go into town. It's not like it was even when, you know, I would tell you what happened when, you know, when Nicola's kids were little. And that's like 1995. So that's 30 years ago. And it wasn't like that then even. You know, it's always been a bit rum, Manchester, we know that. But it wasn't like it is now. You could walk through Piccadilly Gardens in safety. Not very beautiful. I mean, I remember when it had the sunken gardens. And it was beautiful in those days. But even so, like 30 years ago, it was all right. I think at night time you had to be a little bit careful. I do know, back in the 1990s, we had a rent boy problem. Lots of rent boys tapping blokes up and things like that. Again, drugs. You did have a drug problem. But compared with what it's like nowadays, well, there is no comparison. Now, you've got big gang, you've got kind of Manchester's mafia running it. Yeah, they're all into the big drugs and stuff like that. Oh yeah. Charlie loves that, doesn't he, the Cove? Oh, he loves Cottages Cove on the canal. Mind you, why would anybody want to go down there? Why? You know, just why? There's only one reason you'd go down there. Unless you're Charlie Veach or Billy Moore or somebody like that. And that is, you're looking for, you know, a kid in front of me, so I don't want to be too graphic in what I'm talking about. But there's only one reason somebody would go down there, and that is to pick. It's alright, don't worry, he's on a lead. You're alright, lad. Don't worry. He doesn't like skateboards, scooters or anything like that. But don't worry, he's... Come on. Right, we've got in front now, so I feel a lot better. Yeah, no, I get that. You can't do it. You got a license. Hiya, Net. I'm lucky to have Toby, you mean? Toby's lovely. But thank you, yeah. We're doing our bit, doing our best to stay safe. We're going to have another look at the illuminations, aren't we? See what we can find. Well, that's a fair point. But America, you've always had guns. Yeah, I know he's cute. He's a lovely little friend, is Toby. No, you can't have a taser, pepper spray or anything. And yet there are people who've got them and they get away with absolute sheer murder. The nice thing about Withensea is you don't really get any trouble. I think in Withensea, if you went looking for trouble, you probably wouldn't find it even. Not like Manchester. Manchester, it's staring at you all the while, and it can be hard to avoid it. I mean, look at that a few weeks ago. You know, a few weeks ago at the shul, you know, the synagogue at Eaton Park. That loon goes in to kill people. The police killed him, plus 2 worshippers. It's just a dangerous place to be. Doesn't matter what your religion is. It doesn't matter what your colour or ethnic origins are. It's just a dangerous place. Even in nice areas like Eaton Park, you're not safe. Hey, oi, Toby. Sorry about that, mate. Toby having a go at a dog. A lot of that is my fault. Because I won't let him go over and have a chat. I don't know the dog. Now it's looking nice now they've got the lights up, isn't it? A kid there, so I can't get a picture of it even. So it looks nice, and it's not too bad, is it? But it's not good, if you know what I mean, the Christmas lights. Well, there's nothing for anybody to enrich with and see for. That is the good thing about it, isn't it, really? We have had a number of the asylum seekers here in the summer, but then they don't trouble anybody. And then we have had, there's quite a lot in Hull around the hotel at the railway station. Now, I know whenever I've gone to meet Nicola, there always seem to be a lot of them milling around, and that it looked just sort of menacing. Well, there's your Christmas decks. I never had any trouble with them, and I can't ever say they offered me any trouble, but I just felt it was menacing. When I went to meet her the other day, there were none around. Yeah, they're still in the hotel there, but there were none around. Whether they've been told to stay in or move away from the station, I don't know. But it is off-putting. You know, I get it. I'm not against them as individuals. I think if I lived in Iraq or Somaliland or some place like that, I would want to do the best for my family. And this is the best place in the world to come. You know, if you want to sit on your backside in England and let the taxpayer keep you, don't worry, Rachel will let them do that. No worry. If you want to get up off your backside and make a life for yourself and your children, you can do that too. So I don't blame them for coming here, and I don't have anything against them as individuals. We keep their nose clean, don't get involved in drugs, don't get involved in crime, leave kids alone. We have no issue. It's when there's crimes, child trafficking, things like that, you know, doing things with kids, pimping kids, and raping, and rape and stuff like that, then I have an issue. Stay on this side for a minute. Little kid. So this is what Queen Street, our main street, looks like. I'm going to stand here for a minute. There's a little kid there with quite a powerful dog. So this is what Queen Street looks like. This is the gateway across the road. Oh dear, it's gone down where I live. This is our Indian restaurant. The kid's struggling. Why would you let a spindly little kid take a big powerful dog out? Don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we went to Bridge in the summer. To be honest, I didn't notice. We were down on the promenade and stuff, and that was it. Well, I think the little lad's gone now anyway, with the dog. It was quite a big dog and he was struggling with it. And I thought, I don't want him to see Toby and decide to have a go. Because that little lad could not have done anything about that dog. So I'm quite happy now. I just think, why would anybody let a spindly little kid of about 8-year-old take out a powerful dog, especially when it's dark? What, the tractors what just went past us? Yep. Well, we still get tall. What they'll do, I think, they'll go round anything tall. I mean, the buses can get past, so should be okay. Right, folks. Thank you very much for your company this evening. Me and Toby. There he is. And me, just like to thank everybody for your company. It's been a really good walk, hasn't it? We've had some really good discussions, haven't we, about cracky gardens in Manchester and things. It's been brilliant. Let's just hope tomorrow, it's supposed to be raining, let's just hope it isn't as bad as it were yesterday. Just like to say thanks to all those who have liked, shared, commented and subscribed. It's been brilliant. It's people like you what make it all worthwhile. Yeah, I agree there, Vinny. We need more lights. We're not good enough, really. I thought that. But there you go. But thanks a lot anyhow, everybody. Have a nice evening. I'm going to see the Duchess now and have my dinner. Look after yourselves. See you later.